For a long time, mastering was considered to be the black art of audio production. It was this mysterious process conducted in specialized labs by men in white coats that somehow managed to add that professional sheen to everything, giving a decent mix the extra presence and punch that would make it jump out of the speakers. Nowadays, of course, mastering has come to the masses. Over the last 15 years or so, the tools and techniques of this final stage of production have become available to anyone willing to try their hand at it. In many ways, this is a good thing. The availability of both the tools and of lots of information about the process has helped mixers and producers not only learn what goes into the finalizing of a recording, but also to apply the processing themselves, making this stage of production available to anyone, with a little practice. But mastering can still be a bit of a black art. Even though many of the tools may be the same ones, or similar to the ones we routinely employ for recording and mixing, their application at the mastering stage can be fairly different. Approaching mastering with the same techniques utilized in mixing can easily lead to overprocessing, and it's easy to do more harm than good when every bit of processing affects the entire mix. It's easy to misuse the powerful tools available for mastering, and most mixers find that one of the key aspects of adapting to mastering is the need to adjust their mindset when approaching what can be a significantly different task. So it's not surprising that an engineer or mixer trying their hand at mastering will likely make a few mistakes along the way. Specific choices or habits they might slip into, or carry over from recording and mixing, that might not be the most effective ways to use these sometimes familiar tools for this new purpose. This series of courses, 10 mistakes or 10 don'ts of various production activities, focuses on some of those things, common, and sometimes less common, uses and applications that it would probably be best to avoid. This course, of course, covers 10 things to watch out for when mastering. It presents a series of suggested don'ts, mistakes, or just less effective practices, along with suggestions for alternative approaches that might enhance the use of mastering tools and help with the adjustment to mastering practices. The course assumes a basic familiarity with the concepts of mastering, but just to be thorough, I will do a very brief review of the basics before jumping into the 10 don'ts themselves. Mastering is the final stage of production. It's the last chance to check the mix for any problems, technical or musical, and it's where the finished, bounced mix is run through a last bit of processing to add the characteristic sheen of a professional production. Many of the tools are familiar from the recording and mixing stages. EQ, compression, and limiting are the primary ones, but their use at the mastering stage is typically much more subtle. The mastering engineer listens for ways the mix can be given a little more presence or push, ways to bring out detail or enhance the impact of the music and production touches. Mastering also deals with how the mix at hand will stand up to other mastered songs in its genre, when heard in rotation on the radio or in a playlist. Will it suffer from the juxtaposition, or will it stand out in a positive way, drawing the user's attention to the song? One aspect of this, probably the one that's most widely associated with mastering, is pumping up the overall loudness of the mix to a level at least comparable with, or often louder than, other songs in current productions. This desire for loudness, often demanded of mastering engineers by artists and record labels, has led to some problematic practices that most audio industry professionals feel has compromised the quality of modern productions. But for better or worse, it's something which will have to be addressed by anyone trying their hand at mastering. I'll be covering these issues and concerns as I look at the various potential mistakes and don'ts that are likely to come up when mastering. So, with that brief rundown out of the way, let's start taking a look at some of those things to watch out for when practicing the black art of mastering.